Let me introduce myself just a little bit. In my background, I started working in Playtech, um, where I did the specs for about 80, more than 80 slot games, and then I moved to Playtika right before the first big exit. And I was the content manager for Slotomania and for Caesars Casino. And once I stopped working in Playtika, I became a social slot consultant, helping companies become making the social slots more popular, helping making them more popular. And one thing I've seen in all this time is looking at all those companies from my specific vantage point. Come in, come in. One thing I've seen is that there are rules to what people like and what people don't like. Every company does things in a different way. And you saw new companies coming up, old companies that have existed a long time and are successful, companies that are in the middle, and the rules are always the same. Each one does something differently, but at the end of the day, there are rules to how to make good graphics, how to make themes that work, how to make math that works, and also how to create an economy that monetizes and adds retention. Now, I should say that in this specific lecture, this specific lecture is based on an article that I co-wrote with Asael Israeli, who is a game economist and mathematician. He used to work for Slotomania, for Playtika. He did the math and the economy for many years, and now he works for Luck Genome. The article was originally published in iGaming Business North America and republished in GB Affiliate. But this lecture is done only by me, so any mistakes in it are completely mine. Now, let's get to the economy. When you leave here today, you will have a strategy to improve your monetization through economy, okay? Now, before we start, what is economy? Let's define that before we start on. Economy is, in the beginning, everything that has to do with money. Most people would think it's how much do you charge, how many coins do you give for $3, for $5, and so on. But economy is more than that. It's the minimum bet, the default bet, the maximum bet. How much do you gift? What do you gift? How much money, how many coins do you give for clicking on Facebook or for clicking on the email marketing? How much is the daily bonus, the hourly bonus, and so on? All that is money, all that is part of the economy. But the economy is more than that. The economy is advancement as well. How much time do you need? How much to advance in XP? And what rewards do you get? How much time does it take to unlock a game or unlock a feature? That is part of the economy. So when I say we're going to improve your game and your monetization through the economy, this is what I'm talking about. These are your tools. Now, a good economy will increase your retention and use that retention to increase monetization. Most people think in creating an economy that you just have to figure out how much do I charge for $3, how much do I charge for $5, how much do I make this new Halloween deal. We just had Halloween. And that is not the case. When you do that, what happens is a bad economy wastes your retention, even you have a great, great game, and then you lose monetization. Okay? So great content is not enough. Suppose you have the greatest content, great games, great graphics, great themes, great math. You can waste it all by having a bad economy. So, we're going to get into a tactic about how to keep all your players happy. To do that, we have to understand who your players are and what categories they fall into. This is one category. This guy is called the robber. We're going to get into who all those people are and what they do and how they behave. The second category is the professor. The third category is the ninja. Guess which one pays the most? Not everyone. Ninja, that's right. So let's look at the profiles. The robber. These are most of your players. Now, what they do is they play your game for free forever. Okay? And now what do they want? They want a fun, addictive game. They want not to pay. Usually they pay nothing or almost nothing. And they're okay with advancing slowly. All right? It's okay, because if I paid, I would advance faster. It's okay to wait 2 weeks till I get to the next game. It's okay to wait 3 weeks if I'm really advanced to wait to open up the next game. That's okay as far as they're concerned. Now, why do you want these players? One is virality. These are most of your players. They are the ones who bring in more players organically. They want more friends, more of their friends in, so they can get gifts, so they can play for free. They talk about the game with their friends. They talk about the games in their Facebook groups or wherever it happens. These people are very important to bring in more players, not through user acquisition. They're also important for prestige, because when you go on Facebook and you click your game's name, it says 500,000 players. That's prestige. That means 500,000 people like the game. It doesn't say 500,000 paying players. When you go on the Google Store, it says 1 million downloads. That's prestige. If I'm a new player, I see 1 million people play the game, then maybe I should download it and play it and test it out. That's prestige for your game. These people are very, very important. Now, the second group is the professors. What they do is, you may have noticed if you have a new game or an old game, you've got players who come in, pay a lot of money in the beginning, sometimes not when they lose it. Sometimes they just pay money even when they have money. They pay money to have coins, and then they play our game very quickly and leave and never come back. Everyone has that. Those kind of people are called the professors. Okay? What do they want? Why do they behave like this? They want to see your whole game very quickly and then leave. They say, I got it. Okay. I saw the games, I saw the features, I saw the free spins, the bonus. I know what this game has to offer. I'm done. I'm out. Okay? And they're willing to spend quite a lot of money to do that. But they don't stay and don't spend more money. Why do you want these players? First of all, they spend money. Second, you want to find a way to convert them to pay more, to stick around longer and pay more. If only there was a way to do it. We're going to talk about that way soon. The last profile is the ninja. You may have noticed a lot of people, not a lot of people actually, a minority of people come in, play your game as if they're the robbers, and at some point they start paying. They start paying and they don't stop paying. They pay again and again and again and again and again. What do these players want? They want to play your game forever. They really like your game. They want to play for a long, long time. Once they're hooked, they're willing to pay for it, and they want to get their money's worth. They're paying money, they want a good game in exchange. Why do you want those players? First of all, they have the highest lifetime value for you. These are the people who pay your salaries. They are the backbone to your game. All right? Now, for people who like graphs, as you can see, the people who give you the virality are the what's called profile A. Those are the robbers. The people who give you the highest lifetime value are the ninjas, and the second ones are the professors. But surprisingly enough, the highest time in the game is by the ninjas, and the only second by the robbers. The ninjas stay longer and they pay, all right? So we're going to talk about the 3-in-1 strategy, which is one strategy to keep all 3 types of profiles of your players happy. Not only that, this strategy helps you convert the professors to ninjas. That's what we're going to talk about. So, step 1, you want to make it impossible to finish the game in a short time. Remember, we talked about, first of all, the robbers don't want to finish the game in a short time. The ninjas don't want to finish the game in a short time. The professors want to finish the game in a short time quickly. They pay, and this is how it usually goes. They paid, say, $200. In exchange, they get, say, 30 million coins. Then they can bet, big bets, like 500,000. And since this is the beginning of the game, they advance super quickly. 1 spin can just jump an XP level, or 2 spins can jump an XP level, and they can basically open up all the games in less than an hour. Okay? Now, this is not from God. You can force them to stay longer. These are social slot players. They like playing social slots, and social slots is a game that takes time. So these are your tools to do that. One, you limit the max bets. If I pay $200, I get 30 million coins, but my max bet is 5,000, not 500,000, or my max bet is 500. And you make sure that the XP that they have to go through, they have to play like 15 minutes or 10 minutes. You have to decide how much time you want them to play to jump a level. But then you force them to play those 15 minutes until they advance. They can't advance much faster than the robbers. You make them stick around. And your other tool for that is you have to stretch XP advancement. This is a function of time. You know a spin is, say, 3 seconds or 4 seconds, and you say, I want my players to play for, you know how fast the player's money gets lost, how fast he loses money. And you say, I want my player in the first session to play an hour, to play 6 hours. You can choose if he pays. And then you decide how much time you want to give him. You decide how much you limit the XP so we can reach the next game. The last game, if you're a new company, you probably have only 6 to 10 games in your social slot app. So what you do is you decide how much time you want them to play, and you make sure that they can't do it in one day. Doesn't matter that they paid, they just can't do it. You also have to make sure not to stretch it too much, because A, that's annoying, and B, you're going to lose the robbers, okay? So you have to limit, and you have to check, and you have to balance it, but these are your tools. You force them to stay. Now, again, usually new games that just came out don't have a lot of slot games, so you add stuff that can only be unlocked if you've played for 10 hours or for 16 hours, meaning 3 days, 4 days, 5 days. You can unlock a special treasure chest. You can unlock a free spins gift. You can unlock a double XP feature, and so on. All right? That is you forcing the professors to stay. You frustrate them. You give them what they want, which is a funny game. You frustrate them by not being able to finish it quickly. But in not finishing it quickly, some of them will have been addicted to the game. And then some of them will stay and become ninjas because these people pay. That's how we turn professors into ninjas. All right? The robbers like the game. The ninjas like the game. And now the professors have some of them become ninjas. Now your other step is you have to reward your paying players. When people pay, you have to treat them like VIPs. You want to hire a VIP manager, a person not only who does support, but a person who knows how to speak to VIPs, whose only job is to speak to VIPs. And when he speaks to VIPs, or when she speaks to VIPs, you have to think of helping them. You don't want to think of monetizing them. These people have already been monetized. They will continue to pay if they're happy. So don't make it about money, make it about helping them. And always give them additional value. Give them something special for their VIP status. All right? Now, this is the 3-in-1 strategy. It keeps all 3 types of players, all 3 profiles happy. And it converts professors to ninjas, and it gives you better monetization and better retention, all using tools of your economy. Thank you for listening. Questions?
Hello. How do you turn the robbers into ninjas?
The robbers into ninjas? Well, most robbers can't be turned into ninjas. I think, well, so far, as far as I know, there hasn't been a tactic to turn robbers into ninjas, but there is a way, I think, and we're not going to cover it in this, there is a way to there are a lot of countries where people don't pay as much as they do in percentage-wise, as in the US or the UK and so on. You know, there are some top-paying countries and some countries where the game is played mostly by robbers. And I think that's not because most people are robbers. I think that requires a completely different tactic, and it's something I'm testing out, and hopefully I'll have an answer in a few months, and I can then tell you if it works.
Thank you for your presentation. Very insightful. What if you have a small team and you just have a couple of people working on the game?
Yeah.
And you have to focus on one of the three. What would you suggest to focus on first? On which profile?
Well, the thing is, if you do this, you will have focused on all three profiles. You have a small team. You have limited resources. What you want to do is give. You can't make too many slot games. That's too much for you. What you want to do is through gamification, you stretch out the experience so that something else other than slot games can be unlocked or can be experienced on the third day, on the fourth day, and so on. Okay? You have to find a gamification solution to keep players interested, to give them something new on the third day, on the fourth day, and so on. Okay? It's not just a daily bonus that improves with each day. It's something that you can build. You can build from day to day to day. Okay? You're welcome. Yes. All right.
First, thanks for the lecture. It was very interesting. Question is, do you find robbers that have paid once or small amount of times to have better chances to stick to the game and perhaps even monetize more in comparison with just robbers or say small professors?
Robbers robbers can become professors because professors pay in the beginning.
Yeah.
But ninjas are hidden as robbers because it takes them time to pay. Sometimes it takes them a month or 2 months or even more to start paying. But once they start paying, they don't stop. Robbers do pay, some of them pay small amounts once in a long, long while. So
But that doesn't mean that it will open like the channel for them to become a ninja. A first purchase doesn't necessarily suggest that they would become ninjas, right?
Right. A first purchase increases the possibility for a second purchase, but it doesn't really mean that that person will become a ninja. That's really, really unlikely.
Right. Thanks.
All right. Thank you very much.